best month since November of 23. NASDAQ's pacing for its best month since November of 23 as well. Did get PCE in line with expectations. The president accusing China of violating the trade agreement. The summer setup for stocks. That's really what I want to focus on today. And Steph, you get the first crack. The summer setup for stocks looks what?
I think we could be sideways for a little while because we just rallied 18% from the April lows. But I think it'll be short-lived, and a lot of it is because the economy continues to chug along. Just before the show, the Atlanta Fed tracker came out at 3.8%. That is a huge number. I'm not saying that we're actually growing that, but that has everything to do with better income numbers, better spending numbers, and a little bit lower inflation data today. But also the weekly jobless claims and the labor market in general remains very strong. So the economy is chugging along. That has led to better than expected earnings at 12%. I think you're going to do 8 to 9% in total for the full year. And then there's $7 trillion of cash on the sidelines. And while retail were buyers from the April lows, institutions were not. And so I do think you're going to see a catch up because I think you're going to see a lot of people, and I bet a lot of people are behind their benchmarks year to date.
Josh Brown, fill in the blank. The summer setup looks what?
I would lean on the technicals. And as bad as everything looked at the lows, obviously the biggest comeback has been in the stocks that have gotten us here over the last, 8 or 9 years now. The Mag 7 names, I think, is the most interesting place to start. Understand that at the very bottom of the market, an equal weight index of the Mag 7 was negative 30%. If you take that same equal weighting of the Mag 7, the most important stocks to the index, they're now 8% below all-time highs. So they're not quite all the way back, but close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades, as they say. And then if you look at the overall market and you think about the internals, it's all over the place. The top 3 sectors with the most constituents currently at 4-week lows, it's exactly what you would think. It's materials and energy, literally the worst names. And when you look at where the strength is, it's exactly where you would want it if the narrative is what Stephanie just said. The economy keeps chugging along. 87% of technology stocks in the S&P are above their 50-day. That's the best sector. Industrials is right behind it. 86% of those names are above their 50-day. And then financials, 81%. So if I didn't have that data and you said, Josh, which sectors do you want to see with the most stocks in an uptrend, those are the 3 I would give you, and that's exactly what we have. Last thing, within the overall S&P 500, 68% of constituents, more than 2/3, are above their 50-day moving average, and about half are above the 200-day. So we're back at the old highs, stalling out a little bit. Goldilocks inflation number this morning. Unemployment is okay. It's not, it's not great, but it's not bad. And it kind of makes sense that the market's taking a little bit of a breather here and allowing some of these trade headlines to cool us off. Big picture, though, I think Stephanie's exactly right. This is a pretty good setup for, let's hope, a less eventful summer than the way the spring has gone.
I'm going to remind everybody that we are waiting for Jamie Dimon and Morgan Brennan out in California. Looks like they're getting a little bit closer to that. And as soon as we see those two on the stage, we're going to go there and take some of those remarks live. I will send it to Jim Lebenthal for his view. We are feeling better. We've obviously rallied a lot. Best month since November of 23 for stocks. We've, if not become fully desensitized to trade headlines, we seem to be reacting to them better. Chris Harvey, Wells Fargo today, he says the tariff bark, worse than bite, constructive second half for stocks. That's his outlook. Jim, your thoughts on that, and I may have to grab it from you back
understood.
Here if we see the events unfolding in California.
Understood. Stephanie and Josh just listed some positives. I'm going to come at it from a different angle, the opposite, which is that the tariff bark hasn't shown up. Remember all the bad things that just 8 weeks ago we were talking about, how the shelves were going to be bare in stores, how layoffs were going to happen? This just simply hasn't come to pass. So when we talk about desensitized to trade news, it's because we understand understand that there is a potential path forward, a likely path forward, in which trade deals are realized. Those egregious tariffs that were announced on April 2nd come in quite a bit, and that they're offset by the tax